Alright, so I'm going to try this with a different camera effect because I kind of haven't liked the way my last couple of videos have turned out, so here we go. Man, politics, good topic, right, to jump into. I'm not officially sure who I can say I'm voting for in a public format because of my job. I know that there is a lot of regulations for how pastors are allowed to talk about politics and talk about candidates. But I know at the same time we're not allowed to like specifically mention candidates that we support or we endorse because of conflict of interest, I guess. That being said, I've made a video talking about politics. It was kind of more specifically after like the first debate and whatnot happened. I'll throw some links down in my profile, or I'll throw some links down in the description down below. This is a really messy election year, and I get a hair in my eye right when I'm trying to talk about this and be all serious and whatnot. So this is like a really messy political year. We have some great achievements, however, because we have a woman who is on the main ticket, that is on the main party, that, you know, that's pretty impressive, and we have somebody who's not a career politician who is running for president, which is really cool. Especially when you look at like our history of who gets elected for president, you know, you have politician, lawyer, politician, lawyer. You know, very rarely do you have somebody that breaks that mold. So this is kind of a cool year to see who is running for president until they open their mouths and you see them talk to each other and talk about each other, and you have, whoa, wrong way, and you have just this complete mess of people going forward. Politics is something that is very personal, and politics is something that helps define part of our cores, part of our core value, because we have our core feelings and our core thoughts, and we see these people that we want to exemplify what we believe, because in reality we want everybody to believe what you believe as an individual, because we think we all know best. I think I would make a great president. However, I'm also a complete crazy person, so I'm not the best person that should ever say that about president. And I've talked about this with my members. I'll be preaching about this topic this weekend because it is very important. Voting is very important to have your voice heard. However, with the way that our college, our electoral college system works, for not technically every vote counts the way that it should count. I'm very conflicted about voting. Not that I believe in a rigged system, but I do believe that the system is slightly broken and needs to be fixed so every voice can be heard evenly across the board. Because I have some friends that have moved into red states that are red. They have been red. The only time they haven't been red is when and a politician came out that was so captivating to the country. That is the only time in the history that one of those states has gone blue, or vice versa, that these states are traditionally blue and they're red. It's not a good representation of the people that are there. So this weekend I'll be talking about, speaking of theology, I'll be preaching specifically from Romans 13, because as Christians we are to follow the local laws. We are to follow the laws of the land. We are give to Caesar what is Caesar. No authority is set up. Nobody has authority on earth that is not given and appointed by God. If you want to get further into it, so as Christians, it is our civic responsibility to not only vote, but it is our civic responsibility and our religious responsibility to follow that vote and still be a good citizen to our country. Um, you know, it's very difficult to hear a lot of my Christian friends completely tear down and completely attack another politician or somebody that doesn't believe and follow their political beliefs, because we're all supposed to be just loving and caring regardless of who the president is or who the governor is, you know? Until a time comes where I'm not allowed to help people, I'm not allowed to help somebody try to better the situation, you know, I'm going to do everything I can, and that doesn't really change no matter who is in office. So as far as who I'm voting for the person that I think represents what our country can be or should be. I'm going to vote for the person that I believe their policies are going to be the best. I'm going to vote for the person that I think will do a good job with the office that they are appointed. So, like I said, I don't think I can mention names, but that's kind of my whole thought process of the election, my thought process of of what's happening this year and whatnot. And I really encourage you to go out and voice your opinion. Don't be like a lot of those people that they only care about a third-party candidate once election season rolls around, or once we're a few months out from election. If you really do believe that there's a better option, then you have 4 years to get other people around you and around the country to know that there is a better option than the current two-party system that we have. You have 4 years to do the groundwork and the legwork, and it's going to take a long time to get a third party equally represented in our system right now. So if you believe in a third party, Lawrence, it sounds like that's possibly you, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have some very strong, vocally opinionated third party friends. Then you have 4 years to do the work so that everybody can start jumping on board with the third party candidate. And this is to anybody else watching this video. If you're not for the Democrat or the Republican, then please do the work over the next 4 years so that we know and we have a viable option instead, as opposed to just voting for somebody and then just pushing it off until the next 4 years and complaining how there's no change. So this was kind of a longer video than I was expecting it to be, so I just hope everybody has a good week, and it will be very interesting next week to see who will be elected president, because by the time this comes out, or by the time the next Naked Truth comes out, we'll have an answer to that question. So take it easy, everyone. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time.